In the world of horror movies, people often talk about the thrills, the masked killers, and the survival rules that keeping you alive. But to what happens when the movie leaks into reality? What happens when the people you call classmates are actually plotting your death? This is not a Hollywood script. This is the terrifying true story of Cassie Jo Stoddart, a 16-year-old girl who became the victim of a real-life Scream movie. It all started in 2006, in the quiet town of Pocatello, Idaho. Cassie was just a regular high school girl. She was sweet, full of life, and deeply in love with her boyfriend, Matt. One weekend, Cassie agreed to house sit for her relatives in a big, isolated home on the outskirts of town. It was dark, it was lonely. So Matt came over to keep her company. Just two teenagers, eating popcorn, watching TV, enjoying a peaceful night. But outside, in the shadows, two monsters were watching. Their names were Brian Draper and Tori Adamczyk. Also 16, also classmates. But unlike Matt and Cassie, Brian and Tori were obsessed, not with sports, not with video games, but with murder. They wanted to be like the killers in the movie Scream. They wanted fame, they wanted blood, and they chose Cassie as their first victim. Around 10 p.m., Brian and Tori knocked on the door, pretending to just drop by. Cassie, being kind, welcomed them in. They hung out for a bit, but before leaving, Brian sneaked down into the basement and unlocked the back door. The trap was set. At 10:30 p.m., Matt's dad came to pick him up. Cassie hugged Matt goodbye, locking the front door, completely unaware that the basement door was wide open. Suddenly, click. The power went out. The entire house plunged into pitch-black darkness. Cassie's heart skipped a beat. She thought it was just a storm, but down in the basement, Brian and Tori had just flipped the circuit breaker. They were standing in the dark, putting on ghostly white masks and gripping razor-sharp hunting knives. They weren't just going to kill her. They were filming it. Cassie sat on the couch, shivering, holding her dog close, trying to text Matt for help. But there was no signal. And then, she heard it. Creak. Creak. Slow, deliberate footsteps coming up from the basement stairs. They weren't rushing. They wanted her to feel the terror. The living room door opened. In the pale moonlight, Cassie saw two masked figures staring at her. She didn't even have time to scream before they lunged. 2 days later, police found Cassie. It was a crime scene so brutal, it shook the entire nation. But the most chilling part? The videotape. When the police arrested Brian and Tori, they found a camera in the footage, recorded just hours before the murder. The boys looked directly into the lens and laughed. "We're going to make history," they said. "Sorry, Cassie, but you have to die." And just minutes after the murder, inside their getaway car, they turned the camera back on. They were breathless, smiling, and celebrating the fact that they had just taken their friend's life. Brian and Tori wanted to be movie stars, but they ended up with life sentences behind bars. A beautiful teenage romance destroyed by pure psychopathic evil. So hot the next time you are home alone and the lights suddenly go out. Do not assume it is just the weather, because sometimes the monsters aren't under your bed. They are the kids sitting next to you in class. What do you think? Were Brian and Tori born evil? Or did their obsession with horror movies turn them into monsters? If you were Matt, could you ever forgive yourself? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Smash that like button and share this with your best friend to keep them alert. Oh, and remember to lock your basement doors tonight.